So I'm up here in the corner. Looks like I'm live, I guess. Probably stretch that picture just a bit. Uh-oh, why did I see a roll over there? Buffering. There. Put it in there like that. I like it like that. So, maybe I'll go find my side panel. I don't even know if I got YouTube running. Yes, I have YouTube running. Tucker's on though. I got Tucker on there. Let me try. I'll switch over here to a different page. Spike Man Dan is on right now. 6 watching. Maybe. I don't know if that refreshed. I could be watching Spike Man Dan. And no, I'm here. Watching Tucker. Tucker left me alone with Awesome Hooker. What was I looking for? Oh, yes. My favorite places. YouTube. Live events. YouTube live events. Boy, Spike Man Dan, you look lonely there without Heidi. You guys even know that they picked up Heidi and dragged her off to Nebraska? Her family did, and I need to go over there and see what's going on with Spike Man Dan. His liver ain't gonna
Nebraska,
last.
her family did, and I need to
try to get that mute. One watching. Is this even worth popping out the chat? With 2 watching. There's 2 watching. Maybe I should pop out the chat. Maybe I can like hide it someplace on my screen so nobody can see it. Maybe I can run it up the side. I can see it. I can all see it. Everybody's watching Jeff T. Rowe. I don't care because I'm bulletproof. Bulletproof. What do I need to do here? What do I need to do? I need to switch this back to Tucker. There's Tucker. I need to overlay. I don't need to overlay nothing. I need to overlay my chat so I can see what is going on. Maybe put it over here, like down there or something. So where was I? Let's see. Let's have a look. See what? Oh, there's Awesome Hooker. Right there. Why is she in a tunnel? Does it matter if she's in a tunnel? I kind of like the tunnel.
if you can.
No audio, Tucker.
No audio for who? Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Okay, sorry about that.
That's
okay.
It's okay.
You're there.
Yep, I'm here.
Well, personal thing, like I would like to add in on a couple of this. Can you hear me, Beth?
Yes, I can hear you. Tucker, can you hear Tucker?
There's a couple things I'd like to add in on some of this, and I know this has been already talked about a little bit, but there's a couple things that I think people have to understand too, is when that whole predator site happened and walked away, you know, you have to keep in mind, anybody who knows Dave knows.
I never heard this predator site story before. So I always want to link. I don't know what I'd do if somebody did that to me. I'm not sure how they could do it. I'm not sure if this one could be BS. You could be just BSing me. Okay, maybe this is somebody's fucking $5 a year.com fucked up site that they, copied with some that word. What the fuck is that shit? You guys ain't. I ain't buying this. I ain't buying that shit.
That he doesn't give up easily when he isn't the one who ended the situation. Okay, and he did not stop doing what he was doing.
Nobody stops if they're still here. The way when you know that they stopped is when they're gone.
For anybody, it didn't matter how many times I begged him not to go after Patch's wife. Leave Patch alone.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot about that. My apologies.
Yeah, he went after. He chummed the waters, and I know. Look, I'm from a military family. My husband is a veteran. 20 plus years retired. Stolen valor is not something I take lightly. I got a lot of shit because
The only thing I harassed Patch about was the tattoo on his arm as a wrestler. He wasn't the wrestler that he said he was. So I don't know, about all this. A lot of, no matter who you are, at any time you could get hit with. You need to be bulletproof if you're gonna, especially in the bottom of YouTube. Now, if you're, one of those way ups, I mean, you're all vulnerable to being victims if you're not bulletproof. So go ahead.
Chose to not crucify Patch. That's my choice, my decision, and I have my reasons for it because in my personal opinion, stolen valor was never proven, and I'm just going to leave it at that. However, when you go after somebody's wife, and this is a pattern now, this is something you got to keep in mind with him too. He went after Patch's wife. He tried to get the housing, them to lose their housing, all this stuff. And, I begged him and begged him and begged him to stop. And I asked him, did he even hear anything I was saying? And he said right to my face.
I remember that. Awesome Hooker. And about that time I was pretty hated here in this community because I was moderating for Elvis Travels, and Elvis was being attacked by Dave and being attacked by Joe King and a number of other people. Probably Zamfir was probably one of them. Maybe even you. We don't know. There was a lot of you guys over there on Dave's team. And I was working my ass off. I literally would go into Elvis's, and I don't even fucking watch Elvis. I know Elvis. I know Elvis for a long fucking time. I've never really fucking watched him that much. Unless he's got a fucking broken steering column or brakes are bad or something, and I might watch him. Maybe. But you guys, you all, the group you're talking about, that apparently you was in, went over there and fucking threw how many troll accounts? And I had to sit there and sort through that shit and fucking throw all you motherfuckers out. Some of them, sometimes I could only fucking do timeouts, and I had to throw the same damn person out 4 or 5 times. It would lock down on me. It was a lot of fucking work. So, I'm looking at what team you was on and what team I was on. It's strange how things work, I was making videos trashing your team, Dave. Well, let's see. What was you here? Was you vulnerable? That's what you didn't have your bulletproof jacket, so that's why you couldn't stay in the same room with Dave, because he might threaten you. I went over there after Becca gave my wife $200. Hung around with Dave, watched some shotgun videos. I guess he's from Oklahoma, We like things like shotgun videos. I said, hey, Dave, check it out. Here's my, cancer's real in my world. showed him my wife's pathology stuff and talked a little bit about cancer. I guess he pretty well, fairly, no, actually he wasn't well, you know. Now I know that none of you are researched in the subject. None of you fucking know what this is like. So, but when I went over there, I was bulletproof. But apparently, you're not bulletproof. What? Go ahead. I sorry to interrupt.
Face. No, it went in one ear and out the other. And I was just floored. And I just was like, then what the hell am I trying to do?
Yeah, what are you doing?
You know, he has went after Jack's wife and still continues to say stuff. You know, this is a pattern in his behavior, but speak about his wife and all hell has to break loose. Tucker's telling the truth.
Why didn't he come after me? I made videos trashing him. I fucking worked my ass off. I don't know who was fastest is knocking your trolls out, girl. Me or Lockdown. That the king of all things guy was hardly ever there.
%. About, I was there when she played the clip of what she recorded from her work. They did in fact receive emails. They did in fact receive files, videos, all this regarding her behavior.
If you was fucking bulletproof, whatever happened to her fucking job wouldn't even make any fucking difference to you.
No.
Who sent it? No proof. No idea. At least I don't have it.
There was a couple names around, but it was off as though.
What, are you afraid to say "you beggar scum"? Is that something you guys, gonna get flagged? Jesus.
It was Elvis, because remember at the time that this was all going on, Elvis had just served him with...
Did you just say it was Elvis? Oh my God. Did you just say it was fucking Elvis?
With a order of protection, I think it was called. And he was angry about that. And I can tell you from the time I first started talking...
We weren't all that fucking angry. The views were coming in. I mean, you guys were fucking just chalking up views as fast as I could punt your ass out. Fucking Elvis' popularity rose. He hadn't been that... He was never back in 2015, you know, when Rosie and him come together in the first fucking place. Well, I mean, besides the... Anyway, let's just say 4 years back, okay, he was not as popular as you and Dave were making him. Why would he... I don't know, that just doesn't make any sense. It was not Elvis. I don't fucking believe it was Elvis.
That was a big turning point for him. And that whole thing about the going after Elvis, I will tell you right now, Becca was driving that bus. She had printed off map after map after map of the city of...
I left a comment for Tucker. I said, it is always you damn girls that lead the charge when it comes to, we're going to get Elvis off of the... Oh, cool. I got a thunderstorm coming. We're going to get Elvis off of YouTube. It just fucking never works. But it's funny to laugh. It's just like one female victim after the... Colleen Aloha's on the bandwagon now. Go ahead, girl. Tell them what y'all are.
Chicago, to grit it,
crazy
to
women,
narrow down where he could be, and all the rest of this. How he was found was a simple fluke. He went live from a park inside of Chicago. There's not that many, and I think this one had Wi-Fi. I'm not sure. I can't really remember now, but it was a group of people that were laughing. And I'm being forced to say, I was sitting there laughing because Elvis had...
Did you just say you was sitting there laughing? So you're one of the damn trolls that I was having to kick out of his sidebar. You know, everybody was mad at me. And you're the troll. Oh, they love the trolls, don't they? Go ahead, darling. Tell them how you trolled everybody.
2 hours. Dave and Becca would have been checked out of the hotel and on their way back to Iowa. That situation would have never happened. Okay? Dave never listened to a damn thing any one of us said, and that includes Zamfir, it includes myself, it includes Tucker, it even includes...
Zamfir still won't talk to me. Zamfir still won't fucking talk to me. He thinks I am some evil guy. Even though I've shared videos of me bicycle riding with my grandchildren and skating. I share videos of my wife, my daughter, my whole family. That's a scary guy there. You know why that's a scary guy to someone like Zamfir? Because he don't fucking share nothing. All you guys, bunch of fakes. I'm not necessarily saying that about you, Awesome Hooker, because we've been on cam and spoke with each other. But it is kind of funny to sit here and watch you admit that you fell into the fucking quicksand. And it's here. Who's next? Okay, go ahead, darling.
Foods, blue waffles.
Yep. Let me just add to that. Let me just add this. Zam hasn't been around for a while, and I will tell you this.
June 1st.
Zam tried.
Sam's not the only one that left. Bubba left too, you guys. Actually, if I thought about it, I'd probably think of a few more that left.
His absolute best.
And then I showed up. And I showed up, we watched a couple shotgun videos, and we checked out some pathology, and then that was it for me. Doing an interview with Dave's was nothing for me, but boy, it just shocked you. You just fell into a hole, girl.
To change this guy's ways.
I don't know if it's sad or funny. It's funny. It's funny when these people are they're just suckers on YouTube.
On a profound scale. This is no lie. I witnessed.
This would never happen to a well-seasoned, bulletproof YouTuber. Would never happen to him.
He tried the soft approach, the hard approach. Don't do this, please. Just have fun. And at the end of the day, he just said, you know what? Fuck this. Can't be a part of it. And he did exactly what he said he was going to do. But I witnessed him in conversations try his very best to change people who were doing nasty ass things, and it never worked in his favor. Not only once, not one time did it ever work for him. And he did try his best. I was there.
And when he said, and I've heard Dave make this claim about how Hooker and Zamfir tried to get
I don't know what the hell you were talking about there, Tucker. Maybe you're talking about the accomplishments of Dave. Dave actually accomplished quite a fucking bit. He pulled in like lots of different communities. I found Dave way over in some crocheting communities, and I found him all over the fucking place. Well, maybe not all over, but at least sometimes 400 views worth of spreading shit around, and one night it'd be one community, another night it'd be another community, and it was, I don't know, it was a real happening there. There was definitely more fucking views than I get over here with my boring shit.
Tried to get him to lie about his situation with that Twitter account. Zam and I sat there for hours, going through piece by piece, account to try to actually figure out if it was his or not. And what screwed him, and I'll tell you this right now, it was the pictures. Because Zam was a photographer, he knew about some kind of some kind of tagging that happens when you put a picture on. And
these people got crazy too much fucking time on their hands. You and Zamfir were sorting through pictures to find some kind of mark that says these pictures were put on a we don't know registry of something. I mean, when we search the registry here in Kansas, it's a real fucking government registry. You guys are gonna have to give me the link, and I'll go look at this silly thing. Whatever. Let's go. Jesus.
And he said...
But the point being that you got too much fucking time on your hands if you and Zamfir can sit around and sort through a bunch of fucking Dave's photos makes you a puppet right there. Wasting your time almost as much as I'm fucking wasting my time making a reply to you.
He looked at it, and there was no way that this account was created by EBS or any of that. This account was, in fact, fake because of the pictures when they were loaded and whose they were. They were both his. Who...
Does that surprise you? You're not that only surprises you if you're not bulletproof. If you can't do like Tucker said. If you're walking down the fence, you don't care about who's beating up each other on either side.
Has a troll Twitter account that's 6 years of going after somebody intermittently. It doesn't make any kind of sense.
I gotta roll a cigarette.
So, yes, when Zam went to him and told him, dude,
Sam is such a fake.
Boy, it is forgiving.
And now you talk to spend your time.
That you can own up to your bullshit. They might get.
And now you spend your time talking to JoJo. He's a fucking fake too. I think I put up a video, putting out a little challenge to him that he fucking couldn't stand up to. I think I said some choice words to Zamfir too, and Dave. And I fucking face to face with asshole Blue Waffles too. The whole gang. BB and Freebirdie, even my old friend Freebirdie knows that I will fucking speak my piece. I don't give a shit who you are, because if I don't fucking speak my piece, then I ain't bulletproof. Alright? I'm right up here on this fence, Tucker. Can you fucking see me, bitch? And this is why I do it that way, because I don't want to be nobody's puppet like Awesome Hooker's being here. Or has been. Has been victimized puppet.
Give you some shit for a while, but eventually they can forgive you. Or they'll just tell you to fuck off. One of the two. Gabe would not do it. I was there when it happened, and Jam told him, he said, I'm telling you now, I walk away, I'm not going to come back. And
I can't believe all that time that I've spoken to you, you was there, you knew that it was me kicking your ass out of Elvis's sidebar. Or that I was kicking your friends out. You never mentioned it. That's interesting.
And Dave made this thing, well, you said you weren't going to meet me in real life. He goes, why would I? And that's what Dave was upset about.
I'll give you some advice. Don't meet anybody in real life.
Twitter account was his, but because Zam
don't
said he wouldn't meet him in real life.
Don't do it.
And so Zam, that was June the 1st, 2018. He has never been back to Dave's that I have ever saw. And I'm going to say that he never went back. So that happened. There's a lot of other things that went on piece by piece by piece.
You're going to meet him in real life. That's almost as bad as having fucking sex with somebody. Because you are going to have this connection on YouTube that you fucking can't ever get rid of. Never. That will dwell in your brain. Don't do it, okay? My advice to you, as a bulletproof guy, don't. You might talk about it, tease them a little bit, tell them you're going to let them park their RV beside your house and run a special heating vent up, and you got electricity. But you know what? When it comes to the next morning after that beer drinking episode that you had last night. Delete that video. For God's sakes. And if you ever want to see it again, well, then you can talk to Blue Waffles. He has a copy of it. It wasn't that bad. It was pretty fucking funny, actually. Go ahead, darling. You just go ahead now.
And I'll tell you, you can believe me or you don't. I don't really care at this point. I went and begged and begged and begged and begged and begged Dave to please stop. When I saw that website and the pictures, and I knew
you begged, you went and begged Dave, begged and begged and begged. You're a beggar. He played you. Does that mean that he actually played you like a puppet? I don't beg people on YouTube to do shit. I tell them to eat shit. Told Dave to eat shit a few times. That just begging. That's just terrible. I can't believe you. I can't believe you did that, and I can't believe you just told me that you did it.
Where every one of those stinking pictures had come from, and they were from him. He sat there and lied to my face again.
I wouldn't have nothing to do with a situation like that.
For almost an hour of telling him that was him, he was full of shit, and if I could prove it.
I would not have anything to do with that situation. But if I just happened to be there and I fell into it, like I was in Beta Boy Elvis's hangout, literally on the panel and literally watching the green room, and I seen some fucked up shit show run over to Glamour Cats and fucking play porno on it and watch it go down, I would come on here and make a video about it. I'm not sure if I still have that video up, but it was sure up for a while. I sure kind of even talked to Free Birdie about it, to this very day. I would come up and say something. Did you say anything about it? That makes you totally unbulletproof and more of a puppet than ever.
But I would walk away, and he did not care. So that's what the friendships meant to him. He just didn't think I would walk, because I had made the mistake a month earlier of when that shit got said about kids, autism, retardation, Asperger's, all that stuff. And I will say this much. He did not call my children that. It was people traveling all 50 in the side chat. He apologized to me, and I took it as, I'll accept your apology. I was probably overreacting. That was my mistake. I should have walked then and stayed gone. But I didn't. Because I kept trying to think that there was something about him.
Didn't know nothing about the fence, though. At this point, you didn't know that there's a fence. Jeff's up on the fence up there, and there's Elvis down there, and there's Awesome Hooker down here. Okay, and it's in some ways you girls play Dave for a puppet. I'm not sure who's going after Elvis here. These girls that I keep seeing, that I've always seen, like now it's Colleen Aloha gonna go get Elvis. I think if Dave wasn't busy right now trying to get Mom to let him move out of the garage back into the house there, down there by Oklahoma City, okay, I think he'd probably just jump on that bandwagon with Colleen and get some more views. Anyway, man, this storm is coming in soon.
And there wasn't. And when
I'm ready. I know the fan in the background. I'm sorry. I'm gonna get some cool weather here in just a minute. It's gonna be so nice. And I wish there was more videos about Tucker's video here. More people want to come on and talk about it. So maybe there will be. I noticed that Felicia was, but I couldn't understand her because she sounded like a robot. I might have that problem myself. I don't know if this is broadcasting.
I walked away. I blocked. I wanted to delete my channel. I wanted to completely walk away because I was done. He contacted me in December, wanted to come down here and see me. I told him no, and I told him it was because of this damn predator site. He sat there and told me at that time he had went to Anthony's, and Anthony was like really thankful and all this shit. And then it was, well, Anthony wasn't home, but he left some money.
Who the hell is Anthony?
And all the, it went back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and it was like, I was like, God, you can't even tell me the truth now, you know. And it angered me because when he put Becca on the phone, because see, that was Becca's job. Becca's job was to go out there and play cleanup, and it was to sit there and soften everything up.
Can I just interrupt you for 1 second? I'm sorry.
I don't think that was Becca's job. I think Becca was more of a leader, like a troll brigade leader. But I think she had her nice side too. I'll tell you, I was married to a little piece of... Man, my ex-wife, I love her to death, but she could just do some of the... Just... The tricks, the tricks. Anyway, go ahead, Tucker.
Malarkey says, Hooker, please confirm that David and Becca eventually admitted that Becca was not fired, but was part of the large layoff and took place. You know what?
You know what? Who cares? If you're bulletproof, you don't care.
Personally can't answer that. I'm just saying I was privy to a phone call that actually happened. What happened after that? Whether she was laid off, whether she was fired, whether, I don't know. I do not know, don't know. All I'm saying is that phone call did happen. Sorry about that.
No, it's fine.
You do this to yourself when you risk coming on YouTube. It's a risk. It is truly a risk. Yeah, sometimes I wonder if I'm bulletproof. But I mean, you got to do everything you can. And that whole situation, he's going to tell about the bosses and stuff. So.
I can't even confirm if it was the layoff. I will tell you this much. She was already in trouble with her job before those things came in. That was something she had shared.
You know, if you're really solid with your job and your boss says somebody called about you and you say that's somebody from social media. All right, I don't know. They found me on Facebook and they're stalking me. There you go. If you're bulletproof, if you're good with your job, then that should probably pretty much be the end of it. You know. So anyway, I don't know that for sure. I don't know.
And was talking about she was going through several.
Sometimes it's the community you put yourself in that puts you at risk of somebody wanting to call your job because you've been you've done something shitty to them. Does that sound like Dave?
Supervisors, and the first one she was...
And it's don't attack the person, attack their friend. So you wouldn't attack Dave directly, you attack Becca. That's just the nature of man, that man knows whenever he wants to go up against someone, he doesn't attack that person, he attacks that person's friends. You need to take the support out from underneath your victim.
He was really cool with. They used to go to lunch and have drinks and all that stuff and come back to work. And then the next one came in, didn't stay that long. The third one didn't like her. So she was already on thin ice at work. So that being said, then she tried to say it was the trolls that lost her job. Then she tried to say that it was, the layoff. All these things were said. So what is true, I don't know. But she did say recently, I heard her say she got a severance. And I don't think they give you severance when they are firing you for misconduct or because the trolls got...
I like people on YouTube when you can't tell if they're telling you the truth or not.
I think a severance would have been paid out if she, in fact, was part of a larger scale layoff. Now, the thing with...
I'm lazy. I just tell the truth.
what Becca is very manipulative. I watched her manipulate, going over to the drama community. Hey, Dave's having a hangout right now.
What is another word for Becca is manipulative on YouTube? On YouTube, we don't call it manipulative. We call it playing you for a puppet. Okay? Becca is, yeah, you just told me that Becca is a puppet master on YouTube. Some people get medals for that.
Now, about such and such, how many people, that's the one in the side chat, if you remember her coming into somebody's side chat promoting his channel. That was her job. And her job?
That was her job, was to promote the channel. Right, it's teamwork. It's like Meredith and Dr. Fish. That's just how people, I don't know. That's what she's got to do, though. Exactly. And she's tooting his horn. But really, in a way, she's tooting her own horn. Didn't I just make a video on tooting your own horn?
Was to go to these other people and give his excuses.
You're not going to get videos on here with a whole lot of views and draw a lot of attention unless you do some serious horn tooting.
That's what she did with me. When that whole thing happened about the being talked about, quote unquote, the autism Asperger thing, she messaged me, blah, 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 and then messaged me under his account saying that she was pregnant and could not tell him because he would kill her.
Zod, she told me she was pregnant too.
And I was like, huh? And that's why I went to a couple people and said, look, I think she's lying through her eye teeth because
I didn't even care.
She told me herself.
I told her, hey, 4 out, congratulations.
He was
that
unable
was it.
to have children. I have family and friends with MS. Pregnancy is not really an option when you have MS.
But why waste time?
Too much on your system.
Thinking about it.
So
just congratulate her and go on.
And then it's, you have to stop this, you have to, whatever. So Becca's as big a liar as he is.
And this is recently.
I've said it from day
this
one.
is only
Anybody who's talked to me for any length of time, I've always said she's manipulative.
Wow.
And she does that. And her whole thing was, when they called me in December and she got put on the phone, I asked her about her pregnancy, and she goes, well, I'm not pregnant, right? And I told her, well, you told me you were. Well, I had a DNC, I went to the doctors, and there was just no heartbeat. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? You picked the wrong person to tell that to. And she insulted so many women down here, so many families with that bullshit. And they did it for nothing more.
I don't even remember this.
She did it for nothing. I see it. She did it for nothing more than the fact.
I think I'm not subbed to a right channel.
And they were going to blame the trolls for her miscarriage. You better freaking believe.
Oh, I forgot all about that. Man, I'm a dummy.
But malarkey. No. If anything, Dave is a lot of things. He ran his mouth, and let me tell you, she gave as good as she got. And as far as her being physically, mentally abused, no. Not even in the least. Not what I heard when I was online with him.
Pregnant with Dave,
and yes,
and
I
now
talked
I'm
to
leaving
him
Dave,
behind
I'm
the
going
scenes.
with stickers.
Yes, was I privy to things? Yes, was I involved in things?
Fucking stupid.
Every stinking bit of it, and I have. But the whole thing with it was, that was nothing more than a ploy to take and blame the trolls.
You're like, you think this is real life or
make
something.
them look even worse.
Here comes that storm.
All
I
that
see
said
lightning
about
outside.
When it comes on to her,
I'm gonna open up the door without you mosquitoes coming in here. That's what you like, you guys.
But when it came down to it, my opinion was, they would come and say shit and threaten to, oh, we're going to release these green rooms. Release them. I can't tell you how many times I said release them. I don't care. I'll take lumps. Hell, I'll even take being run out of fucking Boyd on a rail, okay? But the whole thing with it was crazy, was they would continuously threaten or do stuff to me in order to get Tucker, because they knew Tucker and I's friendship, and they knew the type of person he is. He'll go, hey, just leave her alone. Okay.
Well, isn't that done correctly? Isn't that just what I just now said? You don't attack the person, you attack their friends. It sounds like they're operating its, standard procedure here.
Hey, just leave her alone. She's got other kids, she's got stuff going on. And a couple months would go by and you wouldn't hear anything. And then all of a sudden, boom, there they go threatening me again. The peace accord bullshit. If anybody thinks for a moment that that was a real thing, you're all full of shit. And I'm not going after anybody, but
I don't know what your peace accord is, but I ain't at peace with no one. And I don't want anyone to be at peace with me. So, you respect me, I respect you. That's kind of about the only rule I go by.
You know what I mean? So, this whole thing of her playing victim is absolute bullshit. I stuck up for stickers. I took a lot of shit for sticking up for him. I had people who were like, I'm done with you because you're letting him in your side chat. He lied. Now, I will say this, that bill was real in this respect. I punched in the website. I punched up the number, his name, everything, got to the point of trying to use a credit card number, my own, to pay this in full so the money never went to him. It didn't work. It would not allow from outside the UK. Tucker tried it. Would not allow from outside the UK. So I don't know if that was an elaborate scheme. I don't know. But it was real in what we were going through. I can speak for it on my end. And that's the way that happened.
I don't know what you're talking about with a credit card, but I try and generally stay under $15 and I call it beer money. So, wow. I feel for you if you're pulling out your credit card on here, you dummy.
Now, as far as everything else, Dave didn't want to give him the money. It was Becca who told him he's got kids, give him the money. And then, see, Dave saw it as an opportunity to rub the troll's face, in his words, in it. And that's why he kept giving money. And he was shaming in Tucker's, when Tucker was doing the crowdfunding, he was shaming everybody for not giving as much as he got. Do you all remember that?
Nope, I don't remember it because I didn't watch it. But I do remember Becca giving me, my wife, $200 for her recliner for chemo. And she gave it just, there was no Dave around. She gave it not more than a minute after Rosie said something about it. So I don't know. Sounds like another stupid box you got yourself into. It's like fucking herding frogs here, Hooker. Wow.
So you sit there.
Hooker, sometimes things are just a big misunderstanding. And it was just funny as shit the other day when Chad thought you was actually a hooker. Go ahead.
And you listen to this, and you listen to this, and you listen to this, and it just gets to be enough. You get sick of it. That Predator site was absolutely disgusting. Now, I know it was not they weren't real predators on there. That was more of a, we want to get money out of you situation. I know that. But they utilized that to put fear into people.
Aha! So you just told me it was not real and they suckered you, puppets, into thinking that it was real. Are you... Jesus Christ, your bulletism is fucking so bad. It's disgustingly low. It's like you're walking around on a battlefield with no fucking clothes on. And it's cold out there, too. I can fucking believe
And it
this
was
shit.
A bunch of bullshit. And that's what I'm saying. It's...
Yeah.
See, I don't know that, Jack. All I know is the paperwork that I saw, I typed into the website. It said the bill was valid. And it had been the same amount that he was asking for.
Fucking rookies.
And once again, it's probably something I should have
Rookies.
recorded me doing or something, because God knows if you don't record it to show it, it doesn't exist. And, you know, I feel very foolish that I even ever believed him. I really did. And the thing with it is that all the people that were talking to Dave,
I'm in unknown territory now. I haven't even heard
like,
this
just
part.
come on, dude, just stop your
Hey,
shit.
there's Jack over
There's
there.
so many.
She's here. She can
Oh, I
tell
know. I'm
you
not
all.
disbelieving you. I'm not.
Just pointing that out.
It's just, this shit is so old. How many times are we going to keep bringing it up?
It's not old.
And bringing it up and bringing it up and bringing it up.
About 11 and a half years.
How many times? Like, I can't speak for Tucker. I can only speak for me. That is a good point, Lindy. How about she said that
if you say that, that is admitting that you're a rookie. How many times can this keep coming up over and over in this circle of jerk thing called YouTube? A lot. Believe me. Probably. I don't know. You know, it's probably not much over 100 times. Here comes that lightning.
That somebody came to her job. There was 2 incidences of that, Lindy. One, somebody came to her job with a knife, rusty knife, and then the other one was that somebody from YouTube had sent and put all these threatening messages to her job, and had sent something that was left on her desk, and that she had to be escorted and
Girl, you got too much time on your hands. You're into some deep trolling territory, aren't you?
She had to be escorted to and from work, you know, like out of the building into the building. So it's another freaking lie.
Well, yeah.
The Yelp reviews. I know for a fact.
I forgot about that. Jesus.
Hold on. There are no.
There's only 2 kinds of talent on YouTube. One is actually doing something, and one is lying about actually doing something. And you know, they're either one. They're both entertaining. Actually, the lies, as you show here, as I show, I was very interested into. You know, I even fired up a hangout, I think, here, and sharing it. You know, sharing me watching this Tucker. You know, Felicia sent me over here. I watched her a little bit first, and kind of, you know, I watched some Tucker, and this has been very interesting talking to you, Miss Awesome Hooker. You puppet. You are such a puppet.
For a fact that happened, because when that, one of the things is, I was asking him about that, because see, I didn't know about the Chef Dave shit, okay, because you got to keep in mind, even though I was here, I was underground, I wasn't paying attention to him until
He was underground.
March, April, I think it was April time frame, that I even started going into his side chat. Other than that, I didn't know anything about him, other than his account with Bob the Builder, which became, man, he looks like a chimney, all this bullcrap, right?
Bob the Builder, I remember.
So, he was sitting there saying, oh, it's a bunch of bullshit. Then he was telling me stories about his sister. First, it starts out he has 2 sisters.
See, I have the timing right. Bob the Builder. That's when we was booting out all Joe King and Dave's trolls out of Elvis's.
Right? And one of them died. Him and his other sister don't get along. And I said, he told me her name, and I looked it up. And I said, dude, you put a freaking bag.
And it was right after that that you guys, well, I guess you was undercover, posted the porno on Kat's hangout and got her striked. Got her a strike.
You wonder your sister.
You mean little bastards.
What? On Amazon? And he started laughing. He was like, oh, well, maybe, no, I didn't.
Posted one on Elvis's, too.
It's you. you know? And it was, oh yeah, well, you know, we don't get along. She hates my guts, I hate her. And it was like,
No, I'm thinking that's not right. It was the one on Elvis's, wasn't it? Got the because Jory gave out the um, the links, and he gave a link to. I think I'll just go ahead and listen to what you have to say here.
like
Yeah.
wow, you're
What did you
going
say?
to put a Yelper under your own sister's account.
Can I
Real
interrupt?
classy.
Can I interrupt for just 1 second?
Mm-hmm.
Jack, I'm actually not
Oh, I remember
disputing
now.
what you're saying, but to my knowledge and the information that I personally checked out, for myself, I was satisfied that the water bill was real. I was satisfied that it existed. I was satisfied that the legal documentation was real. I was satisfied that the information on the website.
I love this when you say, I'm not satisfied with the fucker I gave money to because I didn't know he was a dumb prick.
Of which, again, JT was so gracious to provide, of which we already all have, that it actually existed. So for me, I believed it to be true, and today I still believe it to be true, but I will never do a fundraiser for anybody ever again, never, based on that alone, because I don't know what the fuck is going on half the time. I can only do research based on what I know, and I was satisfied that it was real. And I sure as hell didn't want little kids being humiliated for the sake of something like that. So that was my motivation. Carl was our friend. And I was satisfied with the information that it was real. Do I really know? No. All I know is a website I logged into, tried to pay for it, didn't work. Tried to looked at the legal documentation, the numbers all lined up, and I was satisfied that it was real. And I'm actually still satisfied that it was real. Was it a fruitless effort? Hell yeah. Given everything that's happened after that, what a complete waste of money.
What a complete waste of beer money, buddy.
Oh my god, Lindy, yeah. And
I'm gonna say this, and I kept. See, Tucker, you didn't listen to me. And you know I've said it, beer money. And now you know it was fucking beer money. Okay, so there you go. You guys lose your money.
And he says, Hooker, remember Dave and an Urbandale detective had a sting operation about you as the one who leaked Dave's phone number?
I admire you for trying to be a good man, Tucker. But you know, Tucker, YouTube just ain't the place to be doing that shit, man. And Awesome Hooker, you're not a hooker, you're a puppet. Yep. Undercover puppet for Dave. Admitted it. That's pretty low. I hope you're not mad at me, but I just, call him like I see him. Jefferson T. Rowe. I'm out of here.